Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for another daily breakdown of our favorite soap. Let's just get right into Thursday, June 18. Because I have so many thoughts and I am honestly running on fumes right now trying to keep up with all this drama. So let's start with the most heartbreaking part of the entire week. Abe and Paulina. And Lexi. This whole love triangle is just destroying me right now. Paulina actually did it. She actually stepped aside. She told Abe their marriage was over so he could go back to Lexi. I mean, who does that? Who actually sacrifices their own happiness like that in Salem? It is so incredibly selfless, but it is also making me so incredibly mad. Because Paulina fought so hard for that marriage. She fought through so much trauma and drama and family secrets to build a stable life with Abe. And now she just hands him over because his presumed dead wife magically woke up. But I guess she felt she had no choice. Lexi is the mother of his son. Lexi was his epic love for decades. So Paulina falls on her sword and walks away. But here is the thing that makes it a million times worse. Thursday is June 18. That is Abe and Paulina's wedding anniversary. You guys, the writers are so cruel for this. They really are. Abe is walking around town trying to play the happy husband with Lexi. He keeps telling himself he is thrilled. He has his Lexi back. The love of his life is alive and breathing. He should be on top of the world. But you look at his face and he is just so conflicted. He is carrying so much guilt. And then he actually runs into Paulina at the Juneteenth festival. On their anniversary. I was literally screaming at my screen. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Abe is just staring at her, knowing exactly what day it is, knowing what she gave up for him. And Paulina is just trying to hold it together and put on that brave face she always wears. It was painfully awkward. And then Lexi realizes what day it is. Lexi figures out it's their anniversary. I can't even imagine how Lexi feels in that moment. She is already dealing with so much, and now she has to see the deep, lingering connection between her husband and the woman he married after she died. It is just a mess. And speaking of Lexi dealing with things, oh my gosh, let's talk about Dr. Rolf and EJ. So Dr. Rolf waltzes into EJ's office, looking all proud of himself. He tells EJ that he has fixed the resurrection glitch. He cooked up some super serum too, and EJ is just eating it up. EJ actually believes that he played God and won. He thinks he is an absolute genius. He thinks Lexi is completely cured and that Abe and Lexi are going to be stuck together for the rest of their lives. EJ is so arrogant. He really thinks he can just control life and death like his father Stefano used to do. He is parading around celebrating this massive scientific victory. But we know the truth. We know what is actually happening behind closed doors. Lexi took the drug and she knows it is failing. She is having these terrifying neurological symptoms. She is getting dizzy. She is weak. She can barely stand up sometimes. One of the lab rats literally died from organ failure. And Lexi knows this. But she is hiding it. She is hiding her terminal prognosis from Abe and Theo. She doesn't want to break their hearts again, so she is secretly vowing to survive while pretending everything is totally fine. But she is furious. She is so incredibly angry at EJ, and she has every right to be. EJ brought her back from the dead only for her to face dying all over again. He forced her to go through the pain of losing her family a second time. What were they thinking? Who actually believes a Rolf science project is going to end well? Nobody. That's who. I am just dreading the moment Abe finds out the truth. He is going to be completely destroyed all over again, and I don't know if I can watch it. Okay, let's take a breath and talk about Chanel. Because if anyone needs a break right now, it is Chanel Dupree DiMera. This poor girl. She is pregnant and she has an aggressive breast cancer diagnosis. It is the most unfair storyline ever. She is terrified. She is exhausted. And her mom, Paulina, is so distracted by the whole Abe and Lexi disaster that Chanel is kind of left hanging emotionally. But thankfully, her siblings are stepping up. Theo and Lonnie are right there for her. I actually really loved seeing this blended family dynamic on screen. Think about it. Chanel grew up as an only child. Then she comes to Salem and finds out Lonnie is her long-lost half-sister. Then Paulina marries Abe, and suddenly Theo is her stepbrother. It is a messy family tree, but they really do love each other. Lonnie is being so strong because she is a cop and she knows how to handle a crisis. And Theo is just so sweet and supportive. They are leaning in and giving Chanel the support she desperately needs. And she needs it because Johnny is totally distracted. So Johnny is busy getting pulled back into the DiMera corporate mess. EJ is pushing him to take over and handle business. And then there is Aunt Kristen. Let's talk about Kristen DiMera for a second. I cannot stand her right now. So Kristen actually corners Johnny at the mansion and gives him a warning. A warning? Are you kidding me? This woman literally orchestrated a plot to have Sophia kill Johnny. She wanted her own nephew dead. And when Sophia failed and ended up dead in the river, Kristen just pivots and starts acting like she is looking out for Johnny. The audacity, the absolute unhinged audacity of this woman. I mean, maybe I'm being too harsh. No, I'm not. She is a psychopath. She hired an assassin. And now she is playing mind games with Johnny. And Johnny has no idea. He thinks he is just dealing with normal DiMera family drama. He doesn't realize his aunt is actively trying to eliminate him. He really needs to watch his back, because Kristen is cornered right now. And a cornered Kristen is the most dangerous kind of Kristen. She already has Xander on speed dial to finish the job. It is just so messy, and Johnny is walking right into a trap while his wife is fighting for her life. And finally, we have to talk about the teen scene. Holly and Tate. Look, I know I complain about Holly a lot. I do. But she makes it so easy. So Holly and Tate and the rest of the kids are at the Horton cabin for a summer getaway. They are supposed to be having fun. But Holly is just making everything about herself as usual. So Sophia tragically drowned in the river. It's awful. It really is. But Holly is acting like she is the main victim here. Suddenly, Holly is terrified of water. She is at the lake, and she is just putting on this massive performance. She wants Tate to know exactly how sad she is. She is crying. She is shaking. Tate is comforting her. He is being such a good boyfriend. And then literally 2 seconds later, Holly is like, okay, I'm fine now. Let's party. Let's celebrate our vacation. It is giving me absolute whiplash. And then someone mentions something and boom, she remembers Sophia and she is crying again. It is so performative. Pay attention to Holly. Look at Holly. That is her entire personality right now. Honestly, guys, I feel bad for Tate. He is just standing there trying to navigate this emotional minefield. He just wants to have a nice summer trip. And instead, he is playing therapist to a girl who can't decide if she wants to grieve or go to a party. Okay, that sounded really mean. I know grief is complicated, especially for a teenager who was involved in cyberbullying the girl who died. The guilt has to be eating her alive. but the way she expresses it is just so frustrating to watch. She collapses by the campfire. She cries. She acts out. It is just constant drama, and I am exhausted just watching her. So yeah, that is where we are at. Salem is a complete disaster zone right now. Abe is torn between two wives on his anniversary. Lexi is secretly dying again because of EJ's arrogance. Chanel is fighting for her life and her baby's life. Kristen is plotting murders while pretending to be a caring aunt. And Holly is exhausting everyone around her at a cabin. I am so tired, but I cannot wait to see what happens next week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I totally off base about Holly? Do you think Abe will go back to Paulina when he finds out Lexi is dying? Let's talk about it.